producer surplus will be the extra benefit going to the sellers above and beyond just covering their costs of producing it. We're going to calculate this and measure this producer surplus using the supply curve. Remember, the height of the supply curve will also be the marginal cost of production. And so now we wanted to think anything that they get in terms of the price up and above the marginal cost to actually produce that good will be producer surplus going to the sellers. Now let's suppose that the price is again going to be $50. And on our supply curve here, it's important to point out we have a $10 where that crosses the axis. And then we will also have that quantity at $50. Suppliers want to sell 200 units. Okay. We could do a single marginal unit, right? Say that 150th unit there, that vertical line. We want to know the distance between that price and the marginal cost or the supply curve. That vertical distance would be the individual units producer surplus. And we have that distance there. Let's say that height of the supply curve there is $35, right? And so for an individual unit, we would have 50 minus $35 is going to be equal to $15 of producer surplus for that 150th unit. Okay. All right, we have extra from that price they get to keep above and beyond the cost, and that's producer surplus there for that one unit. Now imagine we do that for every single unit that is sold up until 200, and we would get an area beneath the price line, but above supply for all these units where price is greater than that marginal cost of production. So we have that triangle underneath the price line, but above supply. That will be our producer surplus for the entire market for all units. There. Okay. So we want to calculate the area of that triangle now. That will be 1/2 again times base times height. Our base here will go from 0 out to 200. Our height goes from 50 down to 10. And so you plug this in our calculator, we would get 100 times 40 will be equal to $4,000 in producer surplus for that entire market graph. Right, practice question, what you might see on an exam. Right, here's that same supply and demand curve for Beyond Meat. We got price of Beyond Meat burgers on the y-axis, quantity on the x-axis. I'm asking you, if the price is $1.50, what will be the producer surplus for the entire market? So $1.50, let's take our price line over there. Here's our price. We know that using our definition of producer surplus, everything below the price line of $1.50, but above the supply curve. And so that's going to be that triangle area there. Stay within the lines. All right, we need that area. So we need the 1/2 times our base times our height. Our base is going to go from 0 out to 400 for the quantity sold. Our height is going to go from $1.50 down to 50 cents. Like so. Put that in your calculator. You'll get 200 times 1 or $200 in producer surplus for the entire quantity. Another type of question I might want you to know, what happens if the price of a burger decreases? What happens to producer surplus? So we just did $1.50, and that gave us this triangle, right? That triangle there. And now I'm saying, well, what happens now to producer surplus if the price goes down? If the price goes down to $1, we have a new price line. That's right here. Right? So now the quantity is going to go down to 200. Right? It was 400. The quantity goes down to 200. So we're going to lose a bunch of producer surplus. The new producer surplus will be everything below the new price, $1, but above supply. Get a darker color. Everything below the dollar, new price, but above supply. And so we're looking at that darker purple triangle down here, this smaller one. Right, so we're losing all this producer surplus here because the price went down. It's happening for two reasons. So for the units we were selling, right, for these units we still sell, I should say, the price goes down and producers get less surplus from that, right? And then they also sell less the units. So we're losing a bunch of surplus from those units that aren't sold anymore. Okay. All right, so price goes down, producer surplus goes down. Price goes up, producer surplus goes up. Holding all else equal. Now, I'll let you practice trying to solve out for the area of that little triangle there for the producer surplus equal when the price is equal to $1.